check-in for the event. So in worst case, if the event management service ran out of resources or cannot scale properly, or in the worst case, so it will crash the event management service. So this is, the definition of back pressure. So how can we resolve it? So we try to move from our ask A pattern to a tell pattern. So in the old days, we used a API calls to ask the pawn service to grant some pawn to users. So which is a so-called ask pattern. So now we move to the tell pattern. Because what is a tell pattern? Which means that the event management service just fly an event. Something happened in its business domain. For example, somebody attend an event. So just fly an event. Attend to the message broker, and then let the other microservice to consume it and then to handle it eventually. So our solution is don't try to ask downstream to do something. Just tell something happened in your service. So this is a real implementations. So we use the RabbitMQ, which is open source, and we use the exchange topic approach so that to enable downstream. So in this example, the membership pawn service can subscribe any topics to any topic or listen specific topics is its interest. So and then for the upstream service, just fire the events and then forget it. So let the downstream service to consume it and handle it eventually. Maybe we got a rule engine in the membership pawn service so that they can handle this service eventually. So just give a real world example. For the charity service, somebody donate a certain amount to a campaign. So it will fire a events campaign donate to a topics. Topic name maybe just give an example, just charity dog campaign donate. And then the membership pawn service just subscribe that topic and then handle that event when the event, and it will handle it eventually based on its logic. So it's a very simple example, but in the real world, which is more complicated. Just for example, somebody donate a campaign, and the end user may receive a invoice or receipt through the email, and then the campaign owner maybe receive a push notification, somebody donate your campaign. And our internal staff, HKOS staff, may receive another push notification or somebody donating back. So those services just, okay, so those are email, the receive service or the push notification service just subscribe this topic. I mean the charity dog campaign donate service and handle it eventually, so that we can ensure the systems, the scale, and the user experience are good. And on the other hand, we also leverage, we also use the Google protocol buffer, which come with a well-structured data, compared with JSON, and which is strong type, and then it will also to serialize the data to a binary, so that compared with JSON, the data size is smaller, and then the transmission is much faster, and it officially supports multiple programming languages, just like Golang, Java, Node.js, and PHP, something like that. And it also comes with the backward compatibility, so that if we update the events, and we can ensure the old code can consume it and backward compatible. And here's a little bit our implementation example. So maybe not very clear. Maybe I can share the slides later in the future. So I can work with it a little bit. So for the protocol graph, it will generate some objects so that we can put our data into the protocol graph generate class, something like that, and then you try, and the class will out of the box come with some validation to ensure the data type is aligned with your definition, your schemas. And then when we try to fly that event to our message queue or message broker, and then we'll convert or serialize the data into a binary, a convert JSON which is smaller. And then on the other hand, we also used a MongoDB just in case if there's any issue when we fly an event to the message broker and the message broker may be out of service, or maybe there's any other issue between the message broker and then that service, and then we'll try to write the events to the MongoDB so that we can replay it or debug in the futures. So one more thing that we will also use the step D to count success or failure count for every event file or consumed, so that we can to get alert if there's any issue in our architecture. Maybe we cannot, some event cannot be handled properly, and then we'll give a count to the step D, and then we'll as an alert when the count is more than 1 or 2, and we'll get alert, and then we can investigate what's the issue. So on the other hand, we also use the Uber Proto tools, which is another open source. It comes with a linter, just a common linter rule, so that ensure your protocol definition files is consist with some kind of consistent manner. Maybe you can also to define your own rule, because for example, if you want very tailor-made, you have to ensure the alphabetical ordering for each definition is in alphabetical order. You can define in this definition of file that to ensure your teams to align with your syntax or with your linting rules. So maybe you can check out this Uber open source project. And this is the overview of our event-driven event notification architecture. We use the RabbitMQ, one of the most mature and open source message broker, and then we use the step D to counting the errors or the failure case, and also we also use the protocol buffer, Google buffer, to as a message carrier to make our data more well-structured and then well-typed. And we use MongoDB to store it just in case if any error case to the Mongo, so that we can replay the events. We also use ELK, the Elasticsearch, Logdash, and Kibana, so that we log some event. Of course, we will mark some sensitive data. We got some policy. We won't put any sensitive data to the event message, but we will log those events to the ELK so that we can debug it easily, and then we can trace the whole traffic. So as you can see that our whole event-driven architecture will empowered by the open source projects. So yes, the open source projects. The open source project save our life and make our life easier. Yeah. So however, we'll keep contributing to the open source society, and actually we contribute lots of different type of open source projects, and in the future we will try to open source some of our code in the future. So yes, so that's all my sharing today. So maybe you can give a check on medium.com HK01 tech blog. Sorry, HK01-tech. Yes, so we just will publish some story periodically, and we got some data entering stories, and then we got a entry culture, event-driven, and yesterday we just published another article about how to do the unit test on the React host, so which is quite it's a hot topic recently. So maybe you can check out our technical blog. And then if got any question, we got a booth outside, so maybe you can come to the booth, and then we can discuss later. Yeah, so that's all I'm sharing today, so thank you everyone. Thank you.